Hello friends, myself Arbab Khan, Assistant Professor and Head of Department of Geography, DK College Dumbrao. Friends, today we are going to discuss Geological Evolution of Himalayas, Part 2, and this is part of your BA Part 3 Honours Syllabus, Paper 7, Group B, Geology of India. In this particular lecture, I am going to discuss with you the plate tectonic theory of origin of Himalaya. As in my previous lecture, I have discussed the geosynclinal theory of origin of Himalaya. So let us start. Uh, Plate tectonics is the most recent and widely acclaimed theory which gives most satisfactory answers to the very intricate and puzzling questions regarding origin of continents and oceans, how mountains were formed, and why earthquakes occur, and phenomenon of volcanism. So all these puzzles can be easily solved by the application of the theory of plate tectonics. And as you all know that plate tectonic theory was first time proposed by Harry Hess, Morgan, and Lippincott. As Morgan and Lippincott has propounded the theory of seafloor spreading and continental drift. So, plate tectonics is a theory of global dynamics in which our own lithosphere is believed to be formed of a series of plates, and those plates are constantly in motion by the application of convection currents which originates in upper mantle. So in fact this upper mantle is mobile and our lithospheric crust try to swim over upper mantle. And what are plates? Plates is a broad segment of lithosphere including rigid upper mantle plus oceanic and continental crust that is about 100 to 150 kilometer thick and floats on the underlying atmosphere underlying asthenosphere and moves independently of other plates. The margin of the plates are sites of considerable geological activity such as sea floor spreading, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, crustaceal deformation, mountain building, and continental drift. And as we all know that there are three types of plate boundaries, that is constructive, destructive, and conservative. And in constructive plate boundaries, two plates move in opposite direction and forms diverging margins. In destructive boundaries or converging margins, here two plates move towards each other and converge, and in the process one plate overrides the other. The overridden plate is subjected and goes under the asthenosphere, and then due to the heat of asthenosphere it is lost or consumed. Wherever two plates slide flush along transformation form transform flaunt where neither recreating boundaries nor destroying diverging boundaries forms. It is called as conservative zone. Then it is the converging boundary of plates where folded mountains like Himalayas build up. So, when two convergent plates composed of continental crust collide against each other, the denser plate is subdued under the lighter plate. The resultant lateral compression squeezes and folds the sediments deposited on either side of the continental plate, margins or sediments of the geosynclines lying between the two. The Himalayas are the product of such a process on the conveyance zone of Asiatic plate in the north and the Indian plate in the south. Some 70-75 million years ago, the Indian plate started moving towards the Asian plate and the Tethys Sea began to contract due to the movement of Indian and Asian plates towards each other. Since the Indian plate was made up of denser material than the Asian plate, the former began to subduct under the latter, causing lateral compression figure. So, geologists believe that the sediments got folded in three successive phases, giving rise to the three important ranges of the Himalaya, that is Greater Himalaya, Middle Himalaya and Lesser Himalaya. Although the process of Indian plate moving towards the Asian plate and formation of the Himalayan ranges were more or less completed about 10 million years ago, it is believed that the Indian plate is still moving northward and the Himalayas continue to rise further. And evidences regarding rise in the Himalaya have already been known to persons. So, some of the evidence are some of the fossils formation found in the Shivalik hills are also available in the Tibet Plateau. It indicates that the past climate of the Tibet Plateau was somewhat similar to the climate of the Shivalik hills, and that the elevation of Tibet Plateau was almost the same as that of the present Shivalik hills, and the plateau has since risen to its present elevation. Second evidence is the frequent occurrence of earthquakes in the Himalayan region shows that Himalayas have not yet attained the isostatic equilibrium and they still continue to rise further. Another evidence of the Himalayas are the Himalayan rivers are still in their youthful stage and have been rejuvenated in recent times. This is another proof of rising trend in the Himalayas, and terrace formation found at the valley sides suggest rejuvenation of the valley region due to uplift. And scientists have calculated that the present rate of uplift of the Himalaya has been calculated at 5 to 6 centimeter per year. So, recent studies have shown that convergence of the Indian plate and the Asian plate has caused a crustal shortening of about 500 km in the Himalayan region. This shortening has been compensated by sea floor spreading along the oceanic ridge in the Indian Ocean. Since the northward movement of the Indian plate is still continuing, the height of the Himalayan ranges is increasing with the passage of time. It has been estimated that the Indian plate is still moving northward at a rate of about 5 cm per year. As a result of this movement, one more fracture has appeared in the outer fringes of Shivalik hills, which demarcates these hills from the Ganga plains. Geologists postulate that a new mountain chain would be formed in the Ganga basin, forcing the rivers of this region to migrate further south. This clearly indicates that the process of upheaval of Himalaya is not yet over and will continue for a pretty long period in the times to come. So friends, this is all about the plate tectonic theory of the origin of Himalayas. I hope this lecture has to understand helps you to understand the concept of origin of Himalayas.